this special edition of the Big Picture Manatee. And we're here with some news regarding former acting county administrator Lee Washington's whistleblower complaint. Right, Misty?
You may recall that the Manatee County Sheriff's Office was investigating the complaint, which, by the way, was never formally filed, but it did somehow reach the sheriff's office. Well, that investigation was completed this week, and the sheriff found probable cause that there were sunshine law violations. Wow. And so now it's in the hands of the state attorney's office.
Yeah, and I'm going to read something from the statute here, and it's about what could happen. So if the state attorney's office finds enough supporting evidence to seek prosecution in a case like this, a violation can carry criminal penalties, might even include fines, up to 60 days imprisonment and possible suspension or removal from office. So that's directly from the statute.
Wow. Well, okay, so let's talk about this. What is the sunshine law all about?
Yeah, tell us what it's all about. It's a big one.
All right, I'll start. So Florida has a government in the sunshine law, and it provides a right of access to governmental proceedings. So, and that happens both at the state and the local levels in some regard, a few different rules. But basically it says whenever you have two or more members of the same board to discuss some matter which will foreseeably come before the board for action, that it should be done in the sunshine. There's also a constitutionally guaranteed right of access. So virtually all state and local collegial public bodies are covered by this. And that includes not only our Board of County Commissioners, but our Planning Commission and, basically any board, right? The board that the group that reviews our taxes, the tax that we adopted recently. I'm sorry, the name escapes me, but anyway, with the exception of judiciary and the state legislature, which has its own constitutional provisions relating to access, basically everything should be done in the sunshine so the public can see it. Now, as I just said, that applies to just any board that you can imagine that is appointed by the board. So there are many different committees that are appointed by the board, and they're all subject to the sunshine law.
Yeah. Well, as we know, what are the requirements in? Because we're used to having to work with those things. And so we know that there's like three main requirements, one being that the meetings of the board or the commission, they have to be open to the public. That's number one. You have to have reasonable notice. So you have to have at least notice the public so they'll know to come, they'll know where to come and what time to come. That's another requirement. And then minutes have to be taken. And so those are the three main things. So in this situation that we're talking about, apparently none of that happened.
Yeah, and we all know what we've read about in the paper, and that's basically all we know. And that is that two commissioners got together and discussed something that, may have come before the board, and that was who would be the next county administrator or hired. Is that right?
That's right. That's exactly what it has to be, something that might come in front of the board, and any of those kinds of positions obviously have to come to the board for confirmation or appointment or actual assigning of an agreement.
I remember it's just striking me that there was a problem, I think, out on Bradenton Beach. You remember that case? It was like a few years ago, and I think it was a planning commission out there. And what happened was they had some meeting that was not properly noticed. And I think that there were several of them found guilty and had major fines.
Yeah, they had to pay a hefty fine for that. And that is another problem, that can happen. That's one of the options. So, I just find it interesting when we talk about, especially this, is you get training when you become a commissioner on all these laws. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. That's the first thing that happens. It's so important. There's such emphasis placed on it. And it's basically the anti-corruption law. It's, hey, remember, everything that you do now as a county commissioner together with this body has to be done for the first time in front of the public. You can't prepare with a few of your friends on the commission and decide who's going to say what. Everything's done very transparently. It's a great law.
Yeah. Well, so I know, there's always we can't prejudge that things happened in this manner or didn't happen in this manner, but we've all, you know, seen sort of an overview of what one person says transpired, and you know, now there'll be more in-depth review. The sheriff's office, you know, felt there was enough there to send it to the state attorney's office. So I know we're going to be monitoring the situation more as it transgresses through this review, and we'll be back with more information, I think, on this, right?
For sure. Yeah, we will do that.
All right. So thanks for watching this special edition. And we just want to remind you that our mission here is to provide a nonpartisan space to listen, learn, engage, and educate our community and the public about issues in Manatee County. You know, we try to bring these things in that come with urgency. So that's why we're doing this particular special edition.
Yeah, right. And please take a moment and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Big Picture Manatee. And while you're there, please like us. We're also on Facebook at The Big Picture Manatee, and our webpage, the same name, thebigpicturemanatee.com. See you next time.
Thanks.